So today I'm going to be talking about something that I haven't spoken about before on this channel. I think it's very good to share, it's always good to express yourself, and it's really not good to hold things inside and feel like, you have no one to talk to, or you feel like even when you are talking to people, sometimes they just don't get it. Sometimes you just want someone to listen. Sometimes, it's nice to know that you're not alone. And I think being able to express myself on this channel, not just with like grocery haul videos, what I ate in a day videos, like random skits and all that stuff. I really enjoy doing those things. But I also think it's good to be expressive just sitting down and talking to the camera about real personal shit. It's like a breath of fresh air. I think it's like very therapeutic. Something that I actually find very hard to talk about on camera, because I haven't been that sort of person that's done personal videos or personal story times or this or that. I'm quite a private and closed off person. If I'm speaking to someone, it's privately, or it's a friend that I trust, or it's not to the camera, it's not in a video where anyone could literally view it or anything. But I think, like, in the day and age that we are in now, everyone's life is on social media. I try and keep my life and my social media accounts completely separate and only show what I want to show. I don't go around spouting out my own private business and this and that. And that's not what I intend to do in this video either. What I intend to do is simply share what I've been going through and express, and use it as a means of therapy. Because if someone else is going through what I'm going through as well, then you know as well that you're not alone, and there's someone who's also going through the same thing. I honestly don't know where to start. I'm even tearing up now. I feel like it's very emotional for me, because this is not a story time that has happened. It's something that is still happening, and it's ongoing. So it's something that's still affecting me. It's not something I can talk about with no tears, because I'm still in this situation right here, and every single day I'm experiencing it. Like, I'm quite a happy and cheerful sort of person. I'm very playful, very sarcastic and bubbly. I'm introverted though, so I keep myself to myself. But as well as all of that, I'm quite an emotional person. I'm very sensitive. My star sign is Pisces, so if you know about Pisceans, we're so emotional, and we could cry at literally anything, or at least I could. And when I feel something, I feel it so deeply. So when I'm experiencing something and it's my own personal sort of strife that I'm going through, I feel it even more so than I'd feel it if I was just watching it on the TV, or just hearing about someone else go through it. Because as human beings, we only really get something, we only really feel something when it's in our own lives. So if someone that we know that's close to us is going through it, we feel it. If we're going through it, we feel it even more so. So yeah, I feel like this whole sort of build up that I'm creating, it's kind of unnecessary, but is kind of like emotional procrastination, because I'm just babbling on and on without actually getting to the topic that I really want to talk about. So okay, without further ado, I don't even know where to start, but let's just start at the beginning. I'll probably make a two-part video to this, to be honest, because this story is it's complex, it's ongoing, there's multiple issues at hand, it's not just one. But from the beginning, I moved into this place that I'm in right now, currently sitting in my bedroom, in bed. I've got the blanket on me, I have tissue prepared just in case. So I moved in here, I think it was May 2017, So I've been here for quite a while, and I just think I've been here too long, especially with what's been going on and how I've been treated and everything. But I moved into this lovely house. It has a garden, it has an open plan like kitchen / living room space. It has a second kitchen upstairs. It has 2 toilets, 1 bathroom with both a shower and a bath. You don't get that too often. I don't even know why I'm describing all of this, but let's just go with it. It's quite a warm, homey, like a place that, you know, it feels more homely than a flat, for example. Because where I came from before, it was a block of flats. There were these alleyways, not alleyways, what do you call it? Basically they were, I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest, but just imagine like one of those pissy corridors with lots of steps going all the way up to a block of flats. Imagine it in a bit of a rough area, a bit of a ghetto area. Yeah, it's a sort of place that at night time you wouldn't want to be there, in the daytime you wouldn't want to be there, in the afternoon time you wouldn't want to be there. You wouldn't want to be there full stop, because the area was just, it was that bad. And there was a lot of crime, a lot of stabbings going on in that area, a lot of drug usage, a lot of antisocial behaviour. And being the sort of person I am, quite delicate person, I did not belong in that area at all. I'm not saying that there are people that do belong in that area, but for me personally, I just thought, this isn't for me. Like, I have goals, I have dreams, I have ambitions, I want more for myself. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not gonna go ahead and go stab someone. I'm not joining a gang or anything. I want more for myself than that sort of lifestyle. I'm not about that life at all. Okay, so of course that area wasn't for me. I did not fit in at all. It was very rough, too rough for me. So going from that to this, it was a very nice and welcome change, because like I said, this is a house, it's not a flat, it's not a block of flats with, you know, some oddie ass dealings going on or this and that. Gosh. One thing that I really didn't want to do is ramble and go on a tangent, but I'm finding it so hard to get to the point. And usually I'm the opposite. I just straight away get to the point, and it's actually a pet peeve of mine when people don't do that. So honestly, I think if you're sticking with me through this video, thank you so much, because I'm definitely going to have to make a second part to this video. Just in order to save time, really. I don't want viewers to be sitting down for a video that's like an hour long, so I'll try and make them like, I guess, 8 minutes each. So moving from that place to this one that I'm in now, like I said, it's a welcome change. I was like, wow, this is a very nice place, and yada yada yada. So after I had moved in, I moved in straight away, of course. I wanted to get going with my room. I wanted to put everything in there. I wanted to put up my wardrobes and all that stuff and just organise, sort things out and get acquainted with the area. At first everything was chill. My housemates, let's talk about my housemates. Okay, so I live with 4 women, and including me, it's a 5-bedroom house share. One of my housemates is on this side of me, so if you walk out my door is literally there. My housemate's door is literally here, if that makes sense. So we're directly like next to each other. Okay, that's one of my housemates. And my other housemate is just down the corridor from that housemate, so her door is opposite her door, if that makes sense. And then if I walk downstairs, my 2 other housemates, they're just literally next to each other. with a bit of a space in between. And at first, my housemates, of course, they wanted to make a good first impression. They seemed nice. But at the same time, being the sort of person I am, I pick up on vibes, I pick up on intuition, I pick up on someone's deeper inner nature. I'm not just focusing on the surface and being like, okay, this person is nice, they're smiling at me, they're asking me how I am, they're asking me about my day, they must be really interested in me, they must really like me, want to be my friend, want to whatever. I know that in this world things are not as straightforward and basic as that. People have ulterior motives and intentions that you may not even think of, but they're there, they're under the surface, and if you can pick up on those, then it will really help you out. To be honest, it really helps me out, because if I was to just go by what I see on the surface, shit, it's like everyone would seem like my friend, or seem like, oh, they like me, or this and that. Like, the reason I mention this is because my initial feeling when I met one housemate in particular, the chick next door to me, she was very smiley, very bubbly. She's quite, loud and a bit in your face, a bit full on. And she was welcoming me into the house. She was like, oh, anything you need, I'm here. What else did she say? She was just making small talk. She was asking me what my name is, what I do. She said something about when you shower, don't bother washing it wash it afterwards, or something weird along those lines. And I'm thinking, okay, why are you telling me about washing the shower out like I've lived with people before? To me she just came across as a busybody and someone who is just, they try to be strategic, but they're not as smart with it as they could be. Because something else she said to me when I moved in is, don't tell on me. And I think that's a bit weird to tell someone who's just moved in, don't tell on me. Like, please don't tell on me. She said something along the lines of, I'm in and out. I am here and there. I stay this place, that place, but my nest is here. So essentially, I think she was just saying, she is away quite a bit, but she just keeps her, her life and everything here. I don't know. To be honest, it's a bit weird to... Yeah, the way she came across to me, it wasn't how I think she intended, to be honest. I just felt like, okay, you're doing a bit too much. That's literally how I felt. Because they're saying hi to someone and introducing yourself and being like, hi, I'm so-and-so, welcome to the flat, welcome to the house, whatever, make yourself at home, and showing someone around and this and that, because she did show me around, she gave me a bit of a tour. And on one hand, it's like, you could be like, okay, appreciate that she was nice to you, that she showed you a tour, she showed you where this and that was, but to be honest, I didn't need that, because I was already shown things, and I'm the sort of person that if I ever need anything, I will ask. And when I move into somewhere, I really like exploring, actually. I'm not particularly interested in someone being like, okay, Samara, so here's this and this and this, you got to do this like this and do that like that, and don't do that when whatever. So I felt like the way she came at me is as if she's the head of the house, and I did not appreciate that, because the person that did show me around, they were very free with it. They were like, okay, so you can use this space here, or if you want, you can use that one, and you've got the option of this and that. They just showed me where the kitchen, the bathroom, everything was. It was very basic, but there were no precise sort of, I don't know what it is. There wasn't any precise way of doing something that they explained to me. They were just like, okay, so this is the place, here you go. That's literally it. But then for someone, I know that she's lived here for a while. She's lived here for over 11 years, and she makes a point of that, which is something something that you'll hear in future videos, because I have a lot to share with you guys, to be honest. Like I said, this is therapeutic for me, and it's also sharing with people who might be going through the same thing or might have gone through the same thing. So all I want to do is express and share and, you know, talk in the comments and whatnot, because I really feel it would be helpful, especially at this time. Like, things have been like last night was horrible, but I'm gonna keep the pace kind of slow moving. I don't want to jump too ahead of things. So going back to the housemate, the way she came across to me was that she's a busybody. She is a bit aggressive with telling me, don't tell on me, don't this and that. It's like the way she presented it, it was definitely like very smiley and quite bubbly, but like I said, I can see through that. I can see when someone is like genuinely being friendly and bubbly versus when they're being, you know, upbeat and all positive and la-di-da and bubbly and just being nice, but they have an ulterior motive about being nice, if that makes sense. And I feel that her ulterior motive, which later popped up to be true, is that she just wanted me to literally fit in with whatever rules that she put in place, fit in with the way that she does things, not create any sort of anything that could put her, I don't know, put her in a place where her dodgy dealings are out in the open, or her dodgy dealings are known to the housing association, because this lady is pretty dodgy, let's face it. I kind of struggle to find the words right now, but basically overall I got the impression that she just wanted me to, you know, just be fitting into this little box that she wanted me to fit in. That's the impression that I got from this housemate. And I feel like the only reason I can comfortably go into so much detail about it and talk about what I was feeling from, you know, her niceness and politeness is because later on I have experienced how she really is, and everything that I experienced is what I was feeling when she was being nice to me, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes some people, you get a certain knowing, you know, your intuition is on point, you feel kind of like away from someone, you kind of just want to be like, you get away from me, and that's kind of what I felt. But of course, being the sort of person I am, I'm civil. I'm not gonna say that to someone, especially someone I just met. I don't know this person, but as human beings, we all make snap judgments, and I feel like, I'm not saying my judgments are better than anyone else's, but my judgments, I feel like they're based on my intuition. So I feel like it's very important where your judgments come from. So is it based on your ego, or is it based on your intuition, your deeper self, your soul? Are you thinking logically? Are you thinking practically? Or are you thinking irrationally? Like, where is your judgment coming from? Is your judgment coming from an experience that you had in your childhood? Is it this? Is it that? What is it? I really believe that although we shouldn't judge each other, we should try to understand, or if we can't understand, accept someone for how they are. But when you're meeting someone for the first time, I think it's a natural human thing to be quite judgmental. But I just want to clarify that my judgment, it comes from my intuition all the time. Like, when I look at someone, I don't really look at them for their physical being. What I do see, or what I feel, is their energy and their vibe, and I'm a very feely person, I would say. So yeah, it's almost like I'm face blind, to be honest. I think I really am. I'll probably talk about that in a different video for a different time, but I don't see appearances. All I see or feel is energy. That's very important for me to express, I guess. So essentially I wasn't feeling her energy. For whatever reason, I did not know, but at the back of my mind, I definitely was thinking, I'm not really digging this person, not really digging the energy. I wasn't feeling it. You know, the way she came in, the way she was. She went straight in there to just tell me this. Very precise things. It's just, you know, it's a bit dodgy. Anyways, moving on from that, that's the first housemate, yeah? The chick next door. I'm thinking, who else did I meet? I can't even recall how I met housemate 5. So let me just say that the girl next door is housemate 3. I am number 4. The girl down there, she's 5, and 1 and 2 are on the bottom. So that's how I'm going to refer to them with their numbers. Room 5, I'm not sure. I can't remember how I'm. The reason I don't recall or struggle to recall meeting room 5 is because nothing really stood out to me. She was just very chilled and relaxed, and she was like, yeah, everyone in here is nice. If you have any issues, or if you have anything that you need, you just talk to someone, knock on their door. Yeah, she was just like, we will talk to each other in here. We're just very like chill girls and whatever. Obviously later on, a few months later, I found that not to be true. That was all bullshit. Or at least from my perspective versus her perspective, it's completely different. The girls in here are not chill. They have no chill. If anything, I'm the most chillest person in here. Yeah. So I think meeting room 5, that was actually more welcoming than meeting room 3, because she was just very. I felt a sense of genuinity with her, more so than with room 3. And there was no shade, there was no ulterior motives or anything. She just, said this and that, and she was just nice, she was friendly, and that was chill. Yeah, I think that's actually why my first encounter with room 5 doesn't stand out so much, because it was just chill. It's like, it's fine, it's cool. And I think it's the experiences and the encounters that probably cause a bit of tension, probably cause some sort of negativity that may stick out a bit more than those which are just, neutral and chill. So moving on to meeting room 1. Meeting room 1 again, chill. She was like, I think I asked her about cupboard space, and she was like, yeah, you can have this space. And she moved her things out of the cupboard. This wasn't a very quick process, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, like I struggled with getting any cupboard space for the first probably 3 weeks I was there. So lack of cupboard space. I think there was actually a lot of issues I wrote down then, but obviously I don't have it written down now, and I can't really remember. I'd have to literally just sit there and focus on that moment and that time. But all I remember is that there was an issue with cupboard space, fridge space. I had nowhere to put my frozen items at all, so I had to wait like about 3 weeks. And then my housing association got a new freezer so I could put my things in there. And so I had to go all the way back to my old property, which is about an hour away. The journey was not pleasant, and I think it was in summertime. So imagine carrying like all your frozen food items in summertime. You're in traffic, you're waiting. I was worried that my food was gonna thaw out and just, not be edible anymore. There was that small issue there. And also there was barely any fridge space. And what I did was, I have a lockable box, which you might have seen in one of my previous videos. It's called Don't Touch My Shit. It's a bit of a ranty video. And essentially A locker box is a box which you open, you put your things in, you close it, you turn the lock, and you put the code in with the slidey slidey lock thing. What's the term for it? I can't even remember what the term is, but yeah, it's a combination code lock thing, so it locks your items in there securely. And I've had that locker box since my old place, and I like just keeping all of my things in there together. And I don't like, you know, say if I didn't have that box, all of my things would be in this corner right here in the fridge. And then people, what they tend to do for whatever reason is just move things around in the fridge, and I really don't like that. I like my things to stay in one place, one corner. So that's essentially the reason why I got this locker box here. All I would do is when there was a lack of space, I would just use that box, and I wouldn't use any of the other space. I just thought, you know, that space is mine, the other girls can have the rest of the space. And there were 2 fridges, so I put 2 boxes, one in the upstairs fridge and one in the downstairs fridge. So that's what I did. That was my small bit of space right there for my items. And then I had I eventually got a small cupboard space over in the cupboard. I don't know why I'm doing this, but yeah, it's like this amount of space. It's very small, and I've managed to just deal with that right now, even though everyone else has more cupboard space than me. And yeah, it's a bit of a bitch, to be honest. I'm thinking, how do I move this story along? You can tell I've never done this before. I think what I should do is when I make another video, I'll come back more organized. But yeah, I would say even just talking to the camera like this, it's definitely made me feel better. I definitely feel a bit more upbeat. I feel more expressive. I feel like, you know, I don't feel like my energy is as drained as it was. And I feel good. I feel much better than I did, I guess, 30 minutes ago. And I think what I'm gonna do with this video is just fast forward to the point where shit just hit the fan. Okay, so it's about 3 months in of me living here, and I spot a few issues, such as no one is cleaning the bathroom after they finish in it, leaving things dirty, leaving the shower dirty. No one is taking out the trash in the upstairs kitchen or the downstairs kitchen. No one is providing squeezy liquid. Someone is leaving the upstairs kitchen in a complete state, leaving dishes in the sink, leaving dishes on the side, completely dirty and smelly, and, you know, gone off meat and whatnot. Even in the fridge as well, leaving gone off milk, gone off animal products, and it's just, I found it very gross. And every time you'd open the fridge, it would stink of rotting whatever it was. And some things would have mold on it, and I was the one who had to actually open the fridge, take everything out, put it in the bin. And especially what was happening is in the drawer, you know, the drawer in the fridge, you pull it out, you store your vegetables, whatnot in there. Oh my goodness, like, I was taking out so much gone off shit, it was literally ridiculous. And I just think, I'm the sort of person, like, if something's gonna go off, I know it's gonna go off because I've read the use by date or the expiry date, and it's not gonna like stay in the fridge for weeks and weeks on end, and to the point where it gets moldy, it starts to sting, and it's just not pleasant. So I didn't really understand how people can leave things in there like that. It's not like they've been away for months or whatever. It's like they're in there every single day. They're opening the fridge too, and they're, you know, having their tea, having their dinner or whatever. So I don't understand why no one took the initiative to take out their own, you know, gone off food and whatever. So that was the issue there. And another issue is that no one was providing bin bags, like I said. So I was the only one putting bin bags in the trash and taking out the trash as well when it got full. And this is in the downstairs kitchen that I'm referring to, because we have a trash can there. In the upstairs one we don't have a trash can. We just have like this round open sort of bin. It's not really a bin, but we use it as a bin. So I just found it quite unfair, and this is still the case. I'm talking about it as if it's in past tense. Some things have definitely improved. Like there is sometimes gone off food in the fridge, but it's not as bad as before, or at least I'm not really noticing it, because I use the fridge less and I use the downstairs fridge more. Especially since last month my housing officer bought a new fridge, and oh my goodness, there is so much issues with everything I mention. Like if I mention getting a new fridge, I realise that, you know, that new fridge, the way my housing officer put it is that it was intended for me, and rather than me getting to actually use it, one of my housemates just straight up went and took everything out of the old fridge, put it in there, so I didn't get any use of it, because I'm vegan, and I don't like the sight, the smell, the look of meat, whatever. It was just apparent that, okay, I'll get my own fridge. And I really didn't think it was fair, to be honest, for a new fridge to be bought and then for my housemate to go in and put all her stuff in there, when, like in the meeting that we had, it was kind of clear that the space kind of should have been mine. But at the same time, I'm not that bothered. The only thing that I'm bothered about is that the state of the old fridge was not left in a good state. It stunk, it was dirty, very unpleasant state for me to use. They didn't even bother to clear it out. They didn't even bother to make it so, you know, it's a bit better than it was. Like they just really messed up that fridge essentially, and I was the one who had to deal with that. I think as I'm telling this story, you'll realise that all of these things, they seem quite small, but then as the story goes along and I add up like one by one, you think about it and then you think, how much can someone go through? Like sometimes it's the little things that build up on each other to just create one ball of chaos and just negativity. And that's how I would describe how things have been going on here. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this video, to be honest, because I've been talking for what feels like forever and I have not even covered half of the story, to be honest. What I'm going to do is leave things here. So I've introduced what I want to talk about. I've introduced, you know, how it's been making me feel. It's still ongoing, and it's regarding treatment of the women that I live with. And yeah, I want to make this a sharing and expressive sort of session for both me and anyone else who has just experienced something similar or is going through something similar. In future videos I'll touch more on like the precise sort of things that have gone on and go from one point to another. I'll try and transition smoothly basically, rather than just rambling on and on. But I feel like this was good for me, at least. I hope you enjoyed it in some sort of way, and can kind of relate. I thought I was going to cry. I think I did cry a bit at the start because I was in my feels, but right now, I don't know, I feel better. It's good to just let things out. It's good to just kind of like ramble and just like bleh, like verbal diarrhea. Bleh, it's out of me and it feels good. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to leave the video with, I'll call this an introduction, even though it's me technically just babbling on and on about random shit. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Please stay tuned, and if you like this video, please let me know. Let me know if you feel that you'll be able to relate to my story or whatever. And if you have any advice actually as to how to do story times, because this isn't really a story time, it's like I said, it's still ongoing, it's happening, it's, you know, I'm experiencing this now. And there are some days where I just feel so down. And so, like, how are people treating me like this? How in the world can anyone think it's okay to be treating someone in the way that I've been treated? And yeah, I guess I'm being purposely vague because I really want to get into it properly for you guys at some point and just be able to explain things from my point of view. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, please do subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for my next video, guys.